Well, hello, everybody. This is Dr. Hank, and welcome to Agent Wealth Network. You know what we do here? We help real estate agents and brokers to increase both their business and their wealth. And, this is the beginning of 2019, and it's really a fresh time. It's a way for all of us to kind of take our old beliefs that haven't served us very well and to lighten up and to recognize that, hey, there's a whole world out there and I want to help introduce you to that great world out there. And so I have a very special guest who is an expert in really how to market. And, this new world in 2019, it's going to be more about the technology and websites and Facebook and everything. And what's the difference between a lead and a prospect and all kinds of things. And so because of that, in my desire to help you not just be a sales agent, if you will, and not to be salesy, but rather to be this professional, this expert. And so, what better than to invite Chad, Mr. Nice Guy Oliver from Agent Elite to be with us and share with us just how to take our marketing to a whole new level in 2019. So, welcome, Chad, to the show, and how are you doing?
I'm doing really good. Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to. We have a whole bunch of great topics, and we're going to try to make it as short as possible. I heard on podcasts they want them 10 minutes, and I can tell you, folks, I'm never going to be 10 minutes because we got too many good people like Chad on, and my angels are flying all around, and they got all kinds of new information, great information to share with us. So because of that, we'll get right into it, but it's not going to be 10 minutes. It's going to be just magnificent time filled with all kinds of knowledge to uplift you. So let me ask you, Chad, kind of like, we'll start out in a more general way. And what would you say is the best way to advertise in the real estate industry? And it's a pretty broad question, but, let's start from there and kind of whittle it down to exactly how we can best advertise in this real estate industry of ours.
Okay, well, great question. Well, first I'd say that any exposure is good advertising. Anything that you can do to get your face out there, to let people in your farming areas and the areas that you focus on, let them know that you're the local area expert. And if they're looking to buy or sell or get information on how to do so, you're their guy or you're their gal. So mainly I'd recommend any sort of marketing. Just get your face out there. But more than anything, start with your sphere. Start with your sphere. Start with your main circle of focus, your offline presence, online presence, things that you're doing to really get out there and meet people. Now, no lead or prospect is better than a referral lead or referral prospect. And most of those are going to come from your referral base and people you know. Now, besides that, there are a lot of other major name real estate portals. I don't want to mention anyone by name, but, they sell zip codes and things like that. And from what I've seen in my experience, unless you're one of the agents who are spending $5,000 or $10,000 a month on zip codes, you don't really see a result. So I'd advise other methods such as social media, the internet. I mean, if you ask NAR where buyers and sellers are going, they'll tell you the internet. That's where they're going to get the information. So, just like, 10, 15 years ago, it was very important for an agent to have, say, a billboard or bench ad for visibility, for exposure, and potentially to generate prospects. So what better billboard or bench ad than the internet? Google, Yahoo, Safari, MSN, So that's what I'd recommend. Getting your face out there, getting as much exposure as you can, because you're only as good as the prospects that you can work as an agent. You can be the best agent in the world, but without leads to work on and prospects to work, you can't close deals.
Sure, you bet. And those, zip codes, you bet. And those zip codes and everything, that's like 1 out of 100 closes. And so what you're basically sharing with us is, we want more time. All of us want more time and more money. And so we want to be able to really, build that on relationships and referrals. Probably most of us know that. But I know, and I've heard testimonials about, Agent Elite and you and how you really help agents. I mean, you build websites for them that actually get business. and people gets hits on it, and I probably need a little help on that as well. But can you tell us? Let's go into the social media because it's just continues to get bigger and bigger, and maybe some of us are a little, oh no, not the social media again. But see, it continually changes, and the algorithms, and I don't even know what that is, other than it changes the world. And
Yeah.
and so, can you help us a little by how we promote our real estate business using social media?
Well, using social media, you have to understand that we have a saying here in the office that no one goes on social media looking for information on how to buy or sell. But everyone that is looking to buy or sell just so happens to be on social media. So
Yeah,
that's definitely a really good portal and avenue you want to use to be able to generate business.
yeah.
Now, what we would recommend and what we actually offer coaching and training on here at Agent Elite is how to go in and strategically target buyers and sellers based on their behavior and based on what they're doing online to really get in front of those people. For
Wow.
example, say you're on the internet and you're looking for a vacuum cleaner on Google. Next thing you know, you get on Facebook, you start seeing a bunch of ads for vacuum cleaners.
Yeah.
So, if you've got someone that's going on, say, Zillow doing a Zestimate out there in Texas, or they're looking for houses in Texas, and next thing you know, maybe they don't find what they want, they get on social media, then they see an ad from Dr. Hank. Hey,
Yeah.
looking to buy in San Antonio? Click here. See every San Antonio home on the market.
Hmm.
Find out what your San Antonio home is worth today. Click here.
Yeah.
Things like that. Being able to really target buyers, target sellers, and social media is a very powerful tool because that's where everyone's at. The,
I,
the, the
yeah.
main goal is to be where the fish are. You want to be in
Yep.
the hottest fishing spot around, which is the internet, Google,
I like that.
social media, the
Yeah.
the whole nine. So we
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
recommend taking advantage of social media. The only
Yeah.
problem, a lot of agents, more than money, agents want time. And
Yeah.
a lot of companies, they'll call agents and say, hey, don't worry about social media, we'll do it for you. And
Mm.
immediately a lot of agents will hop on that because it equals saving time. I don't have to
Yeah.
worry about social media, someone will do it for me. But
Yeah.
a lot of companies, they'll do what's called an auto poster tool where they kind
Mhm.
of just post a bunch of random content, nothing
Yeah.
that's really personalized to the agent and their expertise and their communities and what they focus on. So they don't really get that good of a result. So you
Right.
do want coaching and training on how to specifically do ads and boosted posts and things like that all over
Yeah.
social media. And that's
Okay.
what I would focus.
Okay, great, great. And I love that. And then, to kind of skinny that down a little, and well, let me first say that I like this idea about the hot fishing hole. And, I originally was now in Dallas, and there's not all that much below freezing, whatever, and the lakes don't freeze. But I was from Wisconsin. And in Wisconsin right
Oh,
now in January, we would be, if my dad would drag me out ice fishing on a lake where the wind was blowing. And it was just, pretty bad experience, quite frankly. But what it reminds me of is it's kind of like we would dig through the ice, dig a hole and put the, line down and whatever. And then some other people might be, in another area, and then all of a sudden they'd say, "Hey, it's a hot hole," which means, this is where the fish are biting. And so, really, what you do is you help us get to that hot hole in order to really find out this is the place to go in order to generate the interest first of all, and then how do you actually generate referrals using social media? Can you tell us a little about that?
great. Well, a lot of your current clients or past clients, people that you deal with on a regular basis, most agents, they do real-time lead capture. So you meet people, you get their name, their phone number, their email, you do open houses, you get these people's contact information, and you reach out to these people, you connect with them. Most agents have a book of business or a book of contacts. So
Mhm.
on social media, we recommend that you do separate business from pleasure, and you do have a business Facebook page surrounded around
Okay.
your business, and that you market it as such. Be able to nurture buyers, nurture sellers, get in front of those people using social media to help you build that referral base.
Yeah.
Connect with people, posting relevant content about the industry, not so much, when you're ready to buy, when you're ready to sell. You don't want
Yeah.
to scare people away, too much pressure, but just, a lot of things targeted just towards the industry in general. Thinking about remodeling a new home, Here are some new remodeling tips. Ever
Yeah.
thought about starting a home garden? Here's where to start.
Yeah.
Want some new colors in the living room for spring? Here's some new color options. Things like that, just to stay in front of people with relevant content.
Chad, I really like this, and you're doing a major strategy change that I have actually become more and more aware of. And I was told probably a couple of years ago by a pretty good guy that was in the know with real estate and social media, and specifically Facebook, and said, "Hey, nobody goes to your business Facebook, so forget about that. Do personal." But what you're implying and your intention now is you actually use your business Facebook to go out. It's like going out fishing and finding that hole. So actually doing some even advertising, is that correct, on the business page versus just doing your personal page? Am I hearing that correctly on that strategy change?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you're correct. Because think about it. Most people on social media didn't just get on today or tomorrow. They've had social media for years. So they've
Yeah.
compiled a sphere on social media of majority who?
Hmm.
Friends and family. So if you
Right.
go on and you're posting real estate content, it almost comes off as spam. Oh, here goes Chad with his real estate stuff again, trying to sell a house. So you don't want to necessarily target, your family and cousins and high school friends. I mean, you do, but you don't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why you want a business page. You want a
Yeah.
business page which is primarily focused on your business, so
Okay.
that way you can go in and be able to target the buyers and sellers the way you want. And not only
Yeah.
that, but I'm not too sure about this, don't quote me, but from what I hear, if
Hmm.
Facebook finds out you're using a personal page for business, I
Yeah.
think they'll shut it down. They encourage you to actually get a business page. They don't like you
Right.
to use a personal page for business. So there's
Yeah.
multiple reasons why it'll be a benefit. And it just looks
Yeah.
that much more professional.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes it
You
can be
bet.
those small things that
Uh-huh.
really, the really small things that urge a buyer or seller to help
Yeah.
them make their decision. If I'm working with you and I'm working with this other guy, but Dr. Hank just has a little bit more tools, features, and functionality for me to be able to use and engage with and get what I'm looking for, who's going to
Uh,
be top of mind? Because I'm not
uh,
necessarily ready to talk to a realtor. I don't want to be pressured into buying or selling right now, but I'm still going to be
okay.
doing my own research and due diligence online. So who's
Yeah.
got the content to stay in front of me and nurture me
Mm.
along? The guy with the broker provided site with basic content and material, or the
Hmm.
guy that's working with a Michelin star marketing agency for real estate agents that's going to give you exactly what you need, based on what NAR and Google say is necessary to convert real prospects.
Man, I'm telling you, Chad, I just love that. And the awakening of I've been
Yeah.
spamming everybody on my 5,000 people or whatever on my personal page, that because
Yes.
I mix it up, and my soul's play is to uplift people and encourage people and help people to know that they can become their greatest possibility, can overcome anything. In fact, yesterday I had a man that called me who isn't happened to be in real estate, but he called me just because he saw that I was friends with a couple other people that he knew, and he started out by saying, "Oh man, my life is terrible. That I just need to get a lot of business right now, and then that's it." What are you talking about? He said, "Well, I have Parkinson's disease. And so, I only have, I don't know, a few months, maybe the rest of this year. And so I got to make as much money as I possibly can." And he goes, and then last year my parents died. And so what he had done is he talked himself into what he didn't want. And so he actually was increasing that, Parkinson's disease. And disease is just dis-ease, where we're not at ease. So I went into the mode, even though he was an agent, and I could tell him about, like, dochankwebinar.com, where to build his business and everything. I needed to first help him to increase his health. And he turned around like 180 degrees and feels good about his parents now are like angels that can help him have better health, and that he has, a whole new outlook on life, on himself, on his health, and on his business. So again, and my point there is that, we kind of mix these things or, I have mixed these, but you're saying use this business page. And what I like you saying is to nurture the people, because people are looking to buy or sell, and they're not telling you, they're not like us real estate agents and brokers who on LinkedIn, say, I'm a real estate agent. They're not saying I'm a buyer for a home yet. And so, can you
Exactly.
can you help us with on this nurturing? And I love that word. And so on the business page, Facebook, what are some of the things that we can do to nurture these people so they feel comfortable with us and then they reach out to us?
Oh, well, kind of like what I was explaining earlier, giving them relevant content related towards their potential home buying or selling experience. Posting property searches. The fact that
Okay.
we can fully integrate property searches on the website so that people can do standard property searches as well as Polygon tool map searches where they can outline an area and do a search. I have some
Um,
clients who will literally take that page off of their website, post it into Facebook, and do
uh-huh.
things like search every Dallas home today. Click here,
Wow.
and then
Wow.
actually go in and post that on Facebook. And you never know, you might have had a buyer that you were talking to that went stale, but you've connected with
Yeah.
them on social media, and oh wow, Dr. Hank just, oh, what's this? Search every Dallas home. Why not? Click on it, go in
Yeah.
and do a search. It's all about when they're ready. I don't
Yeah.
I don't think there's too many people that are almost ready to buy as soon as you talk to them, or ready to list a home and go under contract as soon as you talk to them. So you have
Right.
to have things set in place to nurture these people and stay in front of them.
Yeah.
Other than these other real estate portals, because if
Yeah.
you're not providing them with the content, they're going to go somewhere else to get it,
What?
and unfortunately the business isn't what it was 20, 30 years ago where the
Yeah.
agent had all the control,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
unfortunately nowadays people only really need a realtor for the contract negotiations and hand over the keys. Besides
Right.
that, majority of the other stuff they're getting is online. So if you're
Yeah.
not going to provide it to them online, someone else is, and
Yeah.
they're the person that's going to be top of mind. They're the person that's going to be getting the exposure. And
Yeah.
even if it's people you have rapport with and you're pretty sure they're going to choose you to represent them, they can still be getting targeted by other agents unknowingly. Because when I
Mm.
go to these other portals that sell these zip codes, when I
Yeah.
go in and do an estimate or search for homes, they ask me for my name and my information. And then it
Mm.
goes on the chopping block and they sell it in those zip code packages. So now I'm
Right.
getting text messages and phone calls from hundreds of agents in my area
Yeah.
that are
Yeah.
getting my information through these portals. So you
Right.
want to
Right.
keep, really shelter your prospects from that by giving them portals and giving them areas to go and get this information and keep them away from that.
Well,
That's
that's
my
it.
perspective.
Yeah, and that's a great one. And so what I heard there is on the Facebook business page that you can set up searches, and then also maybe can you do the value of my home? Like I know some automated things out
Yes.
there to find the value of my home. And so that's what I was kind of searching there for. But you bring up another point. And so I would, and I always encourage my agents and my viewers here, my friends, that take notes on this. So, like, for example, look at your business page. What are you offering your clients, prospects that, are coming in that are really helpful and add value? And so it's these searches, the value of their home, an estimated value of their home, and other things that I know that, Chad, that you can do. But you brought up another great point, and that is that a lot of these things, and I'll say who they are, it's realtor.com, it's Zillow, whatever, that what they do is they get that lead, and that goes out to about 20 agents or whatever. And whoever, like Zillow told me, if you don't call them back, that lead back within 90 seconds, that somebody else has it, and the odds of you closing it are very remote. But the other thing that it does, it really puts a bad name to our whole industry, because once that agent calls after 90 seconds, there's 19 other agents that are going to call maybe that day or the next couple of days. And so what you're doing is you're really making it exclusive. And again, on Doc Hank webinar, I have the #1 exclusive leads program that can help with that. So I love that. Now let's talk a little about real estate funnels then. And how should we be utilizing them, and that are in our control? And so, can you talk a little about different real estate funnels for us?
Absolutely. So the real estate funnels that are in your control are things, online funnels, offline funnels, social media funnels, and buyer and seller funnels. So whatever you're doing to generate business to yourself, just like your website is a filter for traffic, traffic goes in, prospects come out, you're also a filter. You work with buyer and seller leads, and closed deals come out on the other end. Not everyone that goes in is going to close. Now, not only that, by those particular funnels, everything from business cards, brochures, your email signature, landing pages, your voicemail, anything that has your information on it, any funnels within your power to control, primarily social media. And other funnels. Online funnels could be, like you said, Zillow, TrulyRealtor.com, anything funneling prospects to you. And that's another thing. People need to understand that even if you have lead gen services, I know you have a service you just explained on your website that does do that for you. Those still need a portal to go to. Even if you generate leads, that's the first step. You need somewhere to send those, because not everyone's going to want to talk to you right away. Not everyone's ready to make a decision. So you need somewhere to send those leads that's going to have the right content and information that they're looking for to help convert them. But definitely the funnels within your power, I would say, are social media funnels, online funnels such as, Realtor.com, Zillow, there's zip codes, offline funnels, business cards, brochures, pamphlets, anything with your website on it, different things like that, just to generate exposure for yourself, billboards, mail outs, drip email. Those are all funnels that are within the agent's control to take care of. I always urge agents to go out and just meet new people, network, not just open houses, but, join a bowling league, join a cigar club, a yacht club, meet people, shake hands. You never know who's going to bring up in conversation. Yeah, my daughter's looking for a house over in this area. Oh, really? I'm an agent, so those are the funnels really within the agent's control. The other two funnels we provide for you, which is SEO and the AE network, where you can get you unique traffic.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Cool.
If that answers
So
your
the
question.
SEO, SEO, and what was it?
The
SEO.
AE network, the Agent Elite network.
Okay. Got it.
Those
Agent
are
Elite,
our
that's
primary
right.
funnels.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. So you can actually add two funnels for us, and that, most of the agents that are experienced, I have brand new agents that very, $100 million agents and brokers that are are watching this. And so, it could be applicable that in essence, what you're doing is you're adding, a couple of more and really to be able add more value for us and to get us out there and basically seen. You mentioned one thing, and that was about the website. And what was interesting when I read some of your and actually watched some of your testimonials is people are actually getting leads. Like, I think it was one lady, she got 3 or 4 closes like in 6 months. And, if you could do that, if you think about that, that's about, 6, 8 closes a year just because of the website. They actually went to their website. So can you talk a little about, because I don't know about everyone else, but I've been a little disappointed, if you will. I almost look at my website as a business card. It just, people know, okay, I'm established, and, I do have, at least a website, whatever. But, what are you doing to enhance the website in order to actually generate leads from it?
Well, like I explained earlier, a website is just a filter.
Yeah.
It's a filter. That's all it is. The traffic goes in, the prospects come out. The main thing is that most marketing companies, the reason why a lot of agents see a website as just an online business card or something that's like a necessary evil. I know I need one, don't really want one, I'm all referrals. I don't care about internet leads, that sort of thing. And the reasoning behind that is because most companies that do what we do, they only sell websites and they don't offer traffic. And so a lot of these people aren't ethical either, just like, not all realtors play by the book. Most do, but not all. Same thing with marketing companies. So a lot of them won't really explain what it takes for a website to work. So they'll just call you and say, Dr. Hank, I'm going to get you this website. Your buyers and sellers will love it, and it's going to get you leads. And then realtors sign up for it, and it never gets leads. But like I said, a website's just a tool. Just like, once again, the fishing pole. If I got you a fishing pole and you sit it on the couch, 5 days later you come back and say, wow, this fishing pole doesn't generate fish. that you'd laugh at it, and it's the same thing when agents say, wow, this website doesn't generate leads. It's because no one's using it. You could have the best website in the world, but if buyers and sellers aren't using it, then how can you get anything out of it? Just like you can be the best agent Dallas has ever seen, the best, most knowledgeable, best closing ability, but if buyers and sellers aren't using you for your skills to help them buy or sell, how can you close deals? So your website's the same thing. You need people to use it to convert. So we provide the traffic. That's the main difference here. We provide the traffic, and we actually use scrubbing techniques to actually make sure that we're getting you quality traffic that has a higher conversion than, say, pay-per-click, doing ads on Google and, some of those other real estate portals. Because if you think about it, a lot of agents say they don't like internet leads, but where do you think Zillow and Realtor.com get their leads? They're not going out doing open houses, shaking hands like you do. They're not getting referral leads and selling them. They're doing internet ads, request a realtor to reach out, click here, contact, so that's where they're getting those. So, virtually we can do the same thing, except they're not shared leads and prospects, rather. They're just going directly to the agent.
That's great. Exclusive leads. And I love that, So, so I think we have a good feel for what you do. And so can you share, how would we contact you? Do you have anything special for the Dr. Hank Show and Agent Wealth Network for us so that we can at least, wet our feet in this and give us a little, I think you're just month to month, or so, in other words, there's a long-term contract and you do the coaching and you actually, get the websites. But can you tell us a little about all of that so that for those of us that want to delve into that in 2019, we can at an affordable price?
Oh, absolutely. For anyone that is interested in, coming on board with Agent Elite, you can easily go to our website, and it's literally you can sign up there. If you want the special incentive that we have for people who come through your show, through Dr. Hank's show, you'd need to register with where it says who helped you out today. It'll say Chad O for Chad Oliver. And selecting that actually does activate that special incentive to save people a ton of cash, get them some additional free things as far as discounts and incentives and special features or whatnot included with that. And we're going to take extra care of anyone, not that we don't in general, but anyone that comes through Dr. Hank's Agent Wealth Network, you're going to get supreme service more than the average elite service.
That's
supreme
great.
Elite service.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So it's agentelite.com. And if you go there, then you can sign up, use the code CHAD, C-H-A-D, and then O is in Oliver for your last name, not
Chad,
zero.
Oh, Chad Oliver, yeah. Because there's a section that says who helped you out today. But that's more or less if someone just went to go in and sign up themselves. But if someone would like more details, more information, even for me to personally take the time and walk them through clients we have in their area. We have thousands of clients, so I'm pretty sure any agents that you have that were to come through your program, we have a client in their city that we can even show them that's showing up on the first page of Google. So, like I said, I would just go directly to me. You can reach me through coliver@agentelite.com. I can be reached through email, and you can actually schedule a one-on-one virtual diagnostic of your current marketing, see some things you have set in place, things that are working, things that need some improvement or modification. And then once again, we'll have the special Dr. Hank incentives available if they did want to move forward and make a move for 2019.
That's great. That's great. I love it. And and I would encourage everybody to look at some of the testimonials and everything. And Chad's direct line is 503-850-8422. So if you want that, again, 503-850-8422, or you can email him at CHADOliver@agentelite.com. So that's fantastic. Chad, I'd like to end with this, that if you would recommend to us on what's one thing that we could do a little bit differently or better from 2018 in 2019, what would that be?
I would say create more opportunities for yourself to close more deals, period. Because at the end of the day, in real estate, over time, closing ability increases, knowledgeability increases, the way that you service and handle your clients increases, all those things get better. The one challenge that's always going to be there, whether your first day in the industry or after a decade or two, is getting prospects. That's going to always be a challenge for real estate, even if you get referrals. Some of those are tire kickers too. So, I'd recommend going into 2019, the focus be trying to generate a pipeline, generate a $1 million pipeline of prospects to put yourself in a position to be constantly closing and pending deals. No one wants to wait around every couple weeks or couple months for a deal to close, especially when sometimes they fall through. Then there's another couple weeks, couple months for another one. So I definitely recommend getting the pipeline packed for 2019.
I'll tell you, I just absolutely love that, Chad. And what a goal for all of us is, what I want to do in 2019 is I want to generate $1 million pipeline. And so that's just, the way to do it. And every month, and that I have agents that are now doing, $1 million a month. Last 4 months, got $4 million. And so, you can do it also for all of us that, we can do it. And with Chad's help and Agent Elite, and I love that name too, on that, I want all of us to be, we are all elite agents. And Agent Elite can certainly help us with that. Well, Chad, with that, we thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for your offer. And I'm sure we'll be, contacting you and looking into how you can help us have a better 2019. And for all of you, just know that it is your thoughts that create things, and that for you to think about the thoughts of what you desire in 2019, how not only you want to build your business, but you also want to build relationships and have better health, and that you have the power to do that with your powerful thoughts and a co-creative energy with all that is, with the universe, with God. And with that, I thank you all, and we'll see you next week on Agent Wealth Network. Bye-bye. Chad, take care. Thanks
again. Take care.
Bye-bye.